What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com. So excited to talk about this next movie. I've been patiently awaiting this film for so long. I'm a huge Wade Wilson Deadpool fan. And tonight we're going to talk about film Deadpool 2. So this film, we have Wade Wilson. He's in a different place than we saw in the first film. This is more emotionally driven movie, focused more on Wade Wilson than Deadpool himself, with his relationship with Vanessa. And early on in Deadpool 2, something happens to his girlfriend, and he's not in a great place in this film. You see more of emotion from him and not really wanting to move on and move forward with his life. The premise of the film is a young kid, and Wade takes a liking to him, and other mutant comes back to basically try to kill this young kid. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, is not about that. He's going to try to protect this kid, which opens up the rest of the story. The first act of the film, it's really funny. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of gore. Wade going to different countries and taking out assassins and bad people. And, we always have the infamous Deadpool one-liners and him talking to the camera and really poking fun at the superhero movie genre, that we see with the Marvel Universe. It's very serious. It has the darker tones. And with Deadpool, the 20th Century Fox, they're really making fun of it. And I really appreciate that because everybody in the world is into these movies now. And he's really taken a different way about making these films. And I'm talking about Ryan Reynolds. Really poking fun at it because that's who Ryan Reynolds is. That's who Wade Wilson is. He's a merc with a mouth, right? He's vulgar, he's dirty. And so it's really fun to watch this film from the first act on to the end because there's a lot of comedy. And one of the few movies that I actually went into, started laughing from the opening credits all the way to the end. My stomach was hurt. I was laughing so hard. And it's a really feel-good movie. And early on in the film, Wade Wilson's like, yeah, this is a movie for everybody. It's a kid's movie. No, it's not. And one of the characters we've been patiently awaiting, to see on the big screen is Cable. And Cable is an awesome character. If you guys read the X-Men comics, he's a pivotal part. You have it with X-Force and all that good stuff. But seeing Josh Brolin, talk about a great year for Josh Brolin. He played Thanos, Infinity War. He's playing Cable in this movie, all in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's having a great year and making a lot of money. So the first act of the film, waiting for him to show up, and eventually he does show up. He's sent back through time to stop what's going to happen in the future. Essentially, Cable's after this young Russell kid, this young mutant that has, these powers, but he doesn't know how to control it. He's a young, angry kid. He can't trust anybody. He was hurt and abused at the place he was staying at. So Cable's coming back from the future to stop what was going to happen to Cable's wife and daughter. So he's really trying to do whatever he can to stop and kill this young kid. And Deadpool's not going to like that. And there's another story of why Deadpool is so involved with this kid, going back to the beginning of the story with his girlfriend, and why he has to take care of this kid, really. And it's much like Terminator 2. Some references they actually say in the film of, John Connor. So that's kind of cool. But man, Josh Brolin really knocked it out of the park with this Cable character. Man, he was a tough badass. He got ripped for this movie. And it was just great to see him duking it out with Deadpool. There's some really great action sequences, like they're on the highway and they're beating the shit out of each other. And if you guys have seen from the trailer of Deadpool calling him One-Eyed Willie, as we know, One-Eyed Willie, Josh Brolin was in The Goonies, and then he also called him Thanos. And there's another part, there's so many one-liners and funny sequences. Another one, he's making fun of the DC Universe. Top-notch action sequences. Some of the CGI was a little iffy here and there, but it's a movie like this that they don't really care, and they're really poking fun at it. So you can see why some of the CGI may seem a little sloppy and unfinished, but I think that was the whole point. We're introduced to the X-Force. We have TJ Miller back as Weasel, his Deadpool's Wade Wilson's little crony at the bar. They basically need to get a group together that can carry a franchise for 10 to 12 years, so they have to be younger, as they say in the trailer, interviewing these people, these mutants or whatever you want to call them with superpowers. We're introduced to Domino. Her superpower's luck, but that's not really a superpower, is it? We find out in the movie. And then we have Terry Crews shows up, Bill Skarsgård, a really funny and great stand-up performance by Peter, the normal guy that joins the X-Force. And we have Negasonic Teenage Warhead returning from the first film, and Deadpool is always making fun of her. There's some references to her looking like Justin Bieber. It's just nonstop, them bickering back and forth. But it's cool to see her return in this film. She was great in the first one. Another character that I love, especially from the X-Men comics, the cartoon, is Colossus is back. Him and Wade Wilson always have the little bromance. And Colossus brings Deadpool to Professor X's School of Gifted Youngsters. So, the X-Men universe and all the films we've seen. There's like a scene with Professor X's wheelchair, and I won't say who's actually there, but you know that there's going to be some X-Men from the films that are going to show up in the school. So there's a short glimpse of that, and it was really excellent to see them. He's an X-Men trainee, as they kept saying over and over again. It was really funny. He's like, he's not an X-Men, he's a trainee. But there's one mutant in the X-Men that I'm not going to say who shows up, and I was like really excited for. I never thought he would make his way to the big screen again. And his character is big and badass. And Deadpool was saying earlier on in the movie, maybe I'm going to foreshadow this character. So now we understood who it was. So it was really cool to see them. And he plays a part towards the end with young Russell. But the ending of the film was really well done. And it kind of a tearjerker. I won't say why, but there was a scene that kept going on and on and on that had to reference Frozen. I want to build a snowman. And last with Deadpool 2, there's so many throwbacks to like 80s films, other movies in the superhero Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's jabs at DC. Deadpool talking to the camera throughout the entire movie. It's like, oh, that's sloppy writing. You know, much like a Ferris Bueller, you know, just talks to the camera throughout the movie and pinpoints the sloppiness of the studio or the writers, the directors. Perfect role for Ryan Reynolds. I know this is his passion project. I'm glad he brought this to a big audience. It's done so well with the first film. And hopefully the second film does just as well at the box office, where they open it up for more movies in this franchise, but we'll have to wait and see. Really standout performances by Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Deadpool, Josh Brolin as Cable. And as we all know from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you have to stick around for the credits, the mid-credits, the post-credits scene. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen. I'm not going to say exactly what happens, but more of Deadpool, what he does with a certain item he gets from Cable, and opens up the credits scene. It's just hilarious, so stick around for that. I'm going to give Deadpool 2 a 4.5 out of 5 hair pieces. So what do you guys think? Have you guys seen Deadpool 2 yet? What are you guys looking forward to? What was your favorite part of the movie? What are you looking forward to if they have more movies in this franchise? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from Professor X's School for Gifted Youngsters. Until next time, cheers!